What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B, and you're watching Dave Beyond TV, where we go beyond that everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And I'm here on this hot-ass day to, basically, I want to speak on, and this has kind of just been a constant theme for me, this whole, like, transit, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, for those who don't know, the moon is full at this point. So when the full moon hits, you can think of it as from the time of the new moon into the full moon. Basically, it's like as the moon starts to fill up, you can kind of look at it as a concept of you are feeding the moon all of those feelings and emotions and those lessons and things of that nature that you've been experiencing leading up into the time of the full moon. And then from the full moon going into the next phase as it depletes, that's like the moon releasing that energy. And see, on an esoteric level, that energy is going right back into you. So that's the whole idea behind, you get out what you put in. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you could think of it, like, really, it's really powerful to follow the moon phases because of that reason alone. You know what I'm saying? But most people don't understand the importance of these things that we look at every day in nature, but don't think have an effect on us. But this video is not about that. This video is about my personal theme that's been going on with this whole transit, which has been the theme of self value. Knowing your own worth. Man, you got to know your worth. And a lot of times it's like we downplay ourselves for the sake of all kinds of different reasons, but most of them being we think that we're incapable of things, and we think that it's hard to see ourselves sometimes in certain positions because for a good portion of life, it's like it's so easy and it's a common thing in this world to want. Like, the reason we all on this world, in this planet, on this realm, in this world, is because we desire things. We desire to become things, right? We go our whole lives telling our, oh, mom, I want to be this when I grow up, or I want to be that, you know what I'm saying? And that follows us up into our teen years, and that stuff solidifies. And then from that, we develop dreams, and we develop aspirations for things that are of this world. And, in the system that we're in, the society that we're in, there are placeholders that are created by the society that we're under in order to make us want those things. For instance, we see our favorite rappers, our favorite singers, our favorite actors who all have who we see as successful, right? Because of the position they're in. Oh, they have a certain amount of money, or they can wear they wear certain clothes, or they have certain things in their life that we decide that we want as well. But see, it's like those things don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, those things don't really mean shit. And we often get caught up in wanting those things that the society has placed in front of us to want, without really considering what it's worth trying to go our whole life going after that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, like, on a personal level, self-worth, oftentimes we put our own self-worth aside as we try to go after these things, thinking that we need to do certain things like other people in order to reach the positions they're in to get what they have in life. But, true fulfillment doesn't come from trying to follow in the footsteps of another individual. True fulfillment comes when you start to really jump into your own self and figure out what it is that you want in your life, right? But the question of self-worth is, oftentimes we're blinded and we overlook the things that we overlook the value that we actually have in the world, because maybe we don't have as much money as these people we see on TV, or maybe we can't wear the same clothes as these people on TV. Like, I have countless videos talking about how, it's all about your individuality and what you bring to the table as an individual yourself. You know what I'm saying? We place value on these things because the society that we're under has told us that these things are valuable. But you are the real resource, you know what I'm saying? Because no one is like you. No one can bring the same things that you bring to the table. So, in the question of self-worth, a lot of times this shit gets downplayed and diminished simply because we start to look at what other people have to offer to the world, and we think that we're not worth anything unless we're displaying the same thing. But that's all wrong. You know what I'm saying? We really need to start to treat ourselves better. And you know, this comes from just the way you talk to yourself. Stop talking to you, stop downplaying yourself. You know, we all have our own value that derives from our internal world. So the better you can manage your internal world and start to pinpoint those special things that you have in your life that no one else can offer. And it's not even so much trying to actively look for things that other people don't have. It's trying to just look inside of you and being authentic to your spirit and seeing what you resonate with, and those things that you can bring. You know, the things that you bring to the table are going to ultimately just be the things you participate in, just from you knowing yourself and knowing what you're into and trusting and believing in that and having faith, you know. And we're all going to have desires, but certain desires can lead us to certain places that we don't want to be. You know, we think that we want to be in the position of these rappers and singers that we see, but, you know, truthfully, a lot of them be so miserable. You know, we follow the end of the rainbow and it'll be a pot of shit. So it's like, the only way you can really ensure your own happiness, right, is to make sure that you following your own path. Because at least if you're following your own path and say you make a mistake, you make a wrong turn, that was your turn to make, which is going to ultimately lead you to where you're supposed to be. So a mentality that's always looking at what other people have and trying to look at other people's value and sizing your own value up based upon what they have, that's putting yourself on the chopping block. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that, you know, I don't want to see for any of us. And that's just something that I've been going through personally, just getting more comfortable with my value and being more comfortable trying to not so much impress the people around me or trying to create things for the reactions of people, you know, creating things that truly I just want to create, creating things that make my spirit happy, you know what I'm saying, make me feel free, you know what I'm saying. And you know, that's a big up for everybody. Like, everybody should try to find what it is that they like to do and just follow along that path, and don't get caught up in what everybody else is doing, because that shit is truly not what you think it is, you know what I'm saying. Like, but you know, this is just a quick video, just something on my mind. Like I said, just wanted to share it, today's thoughts, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, much love, man.